Good morning. Welcome to the Season Gaming Bitcast. It's another fine Sunday morning. Travis is wide awake over here.
That's right, baby.
Roaring
Feeling
to
that energy.
I'm your host, Ainsley Bowden, joined by my panel, as always, to my right, Mr. Tie Guy Travis.
McClunky.
Which you still haven't explained to me, by the way.
Yeah.
I'll have to do it soon. Up late doing a tabletop gaming session last night.
Like a nerd of old, my friend. Rolling dice.
Is that an insult to me and Dan? What was that?
Oh, well, I mean, I was doing it, so I guess I'm the nerd of old. Have you guys ever played tabletop RPGs? It kind of has a lot of overlap with like video gamer people.
Oh yeah, I love them. That's why I was asking you what you did. Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah. If you're ever in California Bay Area, you have a seat at my table, friend. Absolutely, we play every month.
All right. Yeah, it sounds interesting. But thank you as always for getting up early on the West Coast to join us. Dan, Mr. Rodriguez, the man who's a 7 himself. How you doing, brother?
Yeah, man, I'm good. A little late last night, but feeling good this morning so far. Yeah. It's Sunday, man. It's Sunday. What?
You mean? Or
7? Yeah. Generally 7.
7. He's a 7. He's a review score 7. Dan's a 7.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, there is no question. Like every game will just from now on get it. You know, if I ever review anything ever again,
it's a good score.
Yeah, our 7 medal or our medal we give for 7 now just says Rodriguez.
Yeah, that's what it should say. That would be awesome. Like a picture of me on there instead of the
instead of the medal.
Do it. Yeah.
What qualifies as a game as Rodriguez? It has no multiplayer.
Mm-hmm.
It came out like 50 years too late.
Yes.
What else? What else qualifies it?
It's basically the same as the previous title.
It's like vaporware re-release.
Yes.
Like just
it's off the shovelware Switch
shovelware clone of what they did last year. Yeah, nice.
Exactly.
Well, good morning, guys. I find I'm sitting here thinking I was the one up late playing Dark Souls 3, which I was, but you guys are the ultra late irresponsible ones. So shame on you both.
It was terrible.
Yeah, stayed up till 3 a.m. Hey, Dark Souls 3.
Oh my gosh.
A good game. I have every achievement in that game.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah,
I thought you were gonna insult it for a second. And I was about.
Oh no, Dark Souls 3 is probably. I mean, 1 will always have that special place in my heart because it was 1. But 3, I mean, that was.
I think 3 is the best. Game.
Like I think 3 might be the best in totality.
Me too. Good. Yeah, it's amazing. In fact, we don't have to get off topic already. We're just starting. But
why not? Talking about games, bro.
I was just saying that I think I may honestly write an article about like Dark Souls 3 being one of the greatest RPGs ever made. Like I really think when you look at all the aspects of it, it's just there's so much to it. It's incredible.
You can hang out in the swamp, get invaded by a guy who made his entire character look like Shrek. It's great.
I know.
Yeah.
The possibilities are endless.
Yeah. Do people still play that game? Or are you running into people online?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've been invaded a bunch of times already. Yeah.
Nice. That's
almost every time I'm membered up, I get invaded.
Awesome.
So, yeah. That game's endless, man. This is my 3rd playthrough. So,
Do you have all the achievements yet, or do you suck?
No, I'm not a big achievement guy. So I get, I'm not.
No, I get it. No, you're not good. I got it.
I've played it in all seriousness. I've played it so much. I wasn't tracking deaths at first, but I'm like, where am I right now? I finished the Catacombs last night, finished the Smoldering Lake. And now I'm moving. I'm almost at Irithyll. And I've died 10 times, 2 of them from invasion. So
nice.
I'm getting there, man. Getting there and I'm using an all strength build, which I've never done before. So I'm dual wielding or two-handing the great club as just a giant smashing device. And it is
Dragon Tooth or something.
It's ridiculous. Like, I don't know why I haven't done this before. I literally killed Wolnir last night in 6 hits.
Yeah,
it's just like
strength build. I mean, the fat roll is the downside, but man, there are a lot.
Oh, so I almost wear no armor, so I still have a normal roll, and then I just beat the crap out of everything. Yeah, it's fun.
Nice, love that. Okay.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So, chat, what's going on? Is that Phasma in the chat? Yeah. What is she doing? She must not have gone to sleep. It's way too early for her. So, Kev in the house. Walt, good to see everyone. Good morning. All right, let's get into it, guys. So. real quiet week in terms of gaming news this week. I mean, there's almost nothing, which is kind of weird because there's a lot of games releasing, but there's just not a lot of gaming news. So I figured we'll talk Back for Blood. That kind of closed beta is going right now, open beta next week, and give some detailed impressions. I've finished all the missions that are available in the beta with a couple guys in the community, and can talk to that. We'll talk about PlayStation a little bit. Xbox has another showcase coming up with Twitch. And then we're going to talk about a bunch of game releases coming in August and September, kind of what we're looking forward to. So let's get into it. So Back for Blood, guys. But haven't checked it out yet.
Hey, I think you're can't hear you.
Your mic just cut out.
Man, we can kind of nothing.
Well, he's not talking right now.
Yeah, move your mouth.
Move your mouth. Don't speak though. Yeah, don't speak. Just move your mouth so that we can be even more confused.
Hey, it's Ains. All right, let's talk about Back for Blood. Real quick. Yeah. How'd you like it, Travis? I guess
I'll go first. Talk about Back for Blood.
Oh, there it is.
There he is.
There he is.
What's up, dude?
Oh my God. We're not off to the best start this morning. Apologies, anyone listening to this later who's not watching this debacle live. I don't know what happened to my mic there, as usual. Some type of weird connection. Moving on. Back for Blood.
Back.
I'm back. So, Dan, I don't know what it cut off at, but I was saying, Dan, you're looking at the open beta next week. You haven't tried it yet. What's your interest level in this game?
I mean, it's mediocre at best. I mean, that's it's not a game I would normally get into. But then again, I love Left 4 Dead and the series, but that was also a different time. And I could see myself maybe jumping on with you guys and giving it a shot. As long as it's just co-op, so I'm more likely to do that. And while I think the zombie genre is a little bit played out anymore, it's still from those developers. It does look like, at least it has those Left 4 Dead vibes. So I'm interested for sure. It's possibly a Rodriguez, yes, Phasma. That could be it. But we'll have to see. I mean, I might try. It's gonna be on Game Pass, right? Yes. So yeah, there you go.
Is it actually?
Yeah, it's a Game Pass launch.
No.
Perfect.
Which
Game Pass is wild, y'all.
I know. Yeah.
Crazy.
Which I think is going to be important for this game, honestly. And I don't say that sarcastically. I know you said you played a little bit, Travis. So it plays really well. It's very smooth. I'm playing Series X. Very smooth. Frame rate is, it's 60 FPS. It's solid. It looks really good. It's got a kind of a unique art style.
Different weapons and loot and stuff.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that.
No, lots of different weapons and attachments you can find and everything like that. So I think, fans of Left 4 Dead, it really does. I would say, I don't know about your thoughts, but it feels like it really does capture that essence. It kind of brings it into, 2021, if you will.
It's more of an RPG than the old ones, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think is good. And then, the loot game is kind of reminiscent of like the battle royale in terms of like as you go, you're getting
almost like Warzone kind of. You're finding like rarity and guns and attachments. Yeah.
Which is something that the old Left 4 Dead games were kind of missing. They were very straightforward, only had a few different weapon types, and you were more managing ammo than like your loot is my recollection of those games. But you're like you said, it sort of modernizes that experience. And I mean, I haven't played a ton, but I mean, I know what Left 4 Dead is, so I know like what this game is, obviously. So I need to get more time with it. But I mean, if they can sustain it in a way that Left 4 Dead, obviously, there wasn't a ton of content. They sort of just released a sequel, like that was their DLC, more or less, right?
Yeah.
When they came out with the second game, but I'm interested to see if they'll do like a games as a service thing where they release like different episodes on kind of a cadence over time. Have they said anything about that or
no? And I think having played there's 8 kind of chapters you can play in the beta right now, which is part of the campaign, and each one lasts maybe 10 to 20 minutes. So I mean, you can finish all 8 with a squad in less than 2 hours, pretty much. I don't know. I think that's what the game's going to need, because I think the bigger conversation here I wanted to have is it plays really well. It's got some, unique variety with the loot. There's a card system. So like cards are kind of like skulls in Halo almost. Like the game activates a random card, which will change some enemy attributes. And then you can activate different cards, which give you bonus health or stamina or ammo or damage or whatever. So there's those kind of mix and match things. But I think they're going to have to make this something where there's content released on like either cards on a weekly basis and like missions on a monthly basis. They're going to have to do something to really keep people interested in this, because I don't know, man. I'm concerned about the longevity in 2021. Left 4 Dead became very successful at a different point in time in the industry.
Very different. Yeah.
And there's just, there are so many games releasing, especially this fall. And now it's chose October, which is right in the heart of the craziness this fall. So many games on Game Pass. I mean, so many games cross-platform. I don't know if this is going to maintain people's interest like Left 4 Dead did for months and years.
Yeah. I think it's sort of similar to Borderlands 2 to Borderlands 3. Like Borderlands 2 came out in just like this perfect sweet spot for that type of game, where there weren't a lot of loot-based games like that, and it was just, for what it brought to the table, it was amazing. And then it took so long for Borderlands 3 to come out. By that time, we had like this whole genre of like games as a service looter shooter games like Destiny 2, and Borderlands 3, in my opinion, felt like almost outdated. It was like, oh yeah, this is the old way they used to do it before we figured out how to like make a good one of these that lasts a long period of time. And I agree. I kind of worry that like Back 4 Blood will have that issue where it feels like a relic of a bygone age that we've sort of evolved past. But I will say, everything I've seen so far doesn't really point to that. They improved the gunplay, which I think is going to be huge, because Left 4 Dead, the gimmick was good enough that the gunplay didn't really matter all that much. And I think you have to have good gunplay in this day and age for this type of shooter. So that's comforting. And then the loot game and the stuff they're doing with that kind of hints at there maybe being like a longer progression, or being able to evolve the sandbox and throw more stuff in there. And battle royales are sort of, in my opinion, they're like a very repetitive game mode, right? Like you kind of are just doing that same loop over and over again. Back 4 Blood has the disadvantage of being a PvE game, so it doesn't have that competitive part. But if they can capture that loop in the same way that a battle royale does, and make it like infinitely fun to repeat, then I think it'll be a success. But if they don't, keeping up with a like regular release cadence is going to be really tough, because I mean, PvE content's hard to, it's not just making a new map. You have to create like new encounters. And is it like Left 4 Dead where maybe this isn't in the beta, but where if you replay through the same mission twice, they'll change the locations of like the enemy spawns, and sort of like, remember there was that thing, and like sometimes you would find like the crying girl, and sometimes you'd find like some crazy ones, but you didn't know where they were going to be, and kind of.
I know some of it is instance. I don't know how much. I know like crates and loot and guns and stuff are all instanced, and but I don't know how much of the actual side characters or stories, or where enemies come from, or boss encounters. I don't know.
I think maybe if they could make it like procedurally generated, where you kind of knew the general flow, but the order of the rooms, or what type of enemy spawned, that would be a big help, because that's another kind of like a repetitious genre that's just taking off right now, is the roguelike and roguelite genre. So if it has some sort of similarities there, I think that would be huge. And then I think another thing that could really help it out is if they add like a really, really hard difficulty. That would get people like me to play it. If like, you have to do everything right and work together perfectly and have the best loot in order to get through the final encounter. But yeah, at least what I've played of the beta, which is pretty limited, there weren't any like super challenging encounters. So I hope the actual game has the option to, turn it to 11. That would be huge. I think that would go a long way for a PvE game.
Yeah, in the beta, there's 3 levels. So Survivor is the first one, and that's kind of your basic. And we ran through that with a squad of 4. I mean, it was like no trouble at all. But I know they have some more difficult ones in there. So we'll see what they bring. I think.
Can you play those during the beta? Or
say it again?
Can you play the more difficult
Yeah.
modes during the beta? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I'm gonna try that then.
Yeah, hit me up. We can try. We'll throw it on hardest and see what it's actually like. I think for me, you kind of nailed it. Is my issue personally with these types of games is I get bored of PvE. Like I don't consider PvE true competitive gaming, right? Like I'm a very competitive person. So like I was making a comparison to like Gears of War Horde, where there are people in groups of, I have groups of friends, 4 people that play Horde just endlessly, right? They'll just play tons of different rounds of Horde with different modifiers and all kinds of skills and stuff. But like I play it 1, 2, 3 times and I've had my fill. I'm like, okay, I'm good with this. I need to play PvP, you know? Yep. But I know there's other people, Dan's probably a better example, right? Who prefers PvE versus PvP. And so, you know, I think you're right. If it can find an audience with that community, add enough variety to maintain interest and kind of keep it fresh, which is always the challenge for a lot of developers, then they'll have something here. I think Game Pass, that's going all the way back to when we first started. We said, is this Game Pass? Yes. I think that's huge because as we've seen, just getting people to play your game, especially in October, is going to be a challenge as it is. So taking away that barrier of entry to allow millions of people to just try it, I think it'll be off to a much better start than it would have been.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see. Developers always struggle with this, keeping pace with the insatiable appetite of the fans. And I'll be interested. I mean, I'm sure that has to be something that these devs are thinking about with this sort of game. This day,
we're not thinking of stuff they're not, right?
Yeah, they have to have some sort of answer for that. So I'll be curious to see what it is. But if their answer is be available on every platform through services like Game Pass, so that you don't play Back 4 Blood for a while and then they drop a content release and then you log back on, kind of like my relationship with Sea of Thieves. I think that could work for sure. If they do sort of content drops and it's a game you don't really think about, and then you hear from your friend, oh, there's like a new thing coming out. Okay, cool. Let's
check it out.
On. Yeah. I think that could work. So we'll see.
A lot of pretty faces in the chat. Good morning, everyone. I saw ladies here. Hassan in the house from his world traveling. Archimedes all the way from Germany. What's up, brother? Bunch of people here. Dano's in the house. Just giving some shout outs real quick. Good to see everyone.
Yeah.
Dan, you want to hit the super chat?
Yeah.
I totally forgot that we had a super chat before we even started the show from Fat Boy. He said he couldn't make it today, so super appreciate that.
Won't be able to make it today's show, but sending all the best. Have a good show, gentlemen. We appreciate it, Fat Boy Horror. Thank you for watching later. It should be an exciting one.
So Dan, what do you think, man? You gonna jump in next week, check this thing out?
I might just jump in and just see what it's about, how it plays, and I mean, we've also got that, I can't remember what the hell they changed it. The new Rainbow Six looks like basically the same thing to me. Extraction. That's what it was. Yeah, I know they changed the name. So I mean, they're going to be already competing with somebody. It's just, I've always said you have to strike hot in this industry and kind of beat people to that punch. And if you're going to bring out a game, you either have to differentiate yourself so much from all the rest of the, schluff that's there basically, and show, and have that hook that, really, gets people drawn in. And I can't speak on it because I haven't played it too much, or at all. So next week I'll kind of get back into it, and try it out. But I don't know, man. It's coming out at a really bad time, and we still don't know. I mean, when Halo releases, they could release, November.
Probably November, historically speaking.
Yeah. So, it might be all right.
As long as it beats Halo, it'll get some playtime from me.
Yeah, that's what it needs to do. And it needs to come out before some of these other big ones come out. But we'll see what happens. It's not like way up there on my list, but it does look cool. So.
Yeah, I think Lady in the chat, makes a good point. She just said, I think it makes for great mindless co-op fun, which is exactly what it is. We just had a laugh the other night, 4 of us playing through it. Won't be something I pick up every time I have some co-op time, but excited to have it on the roster. And I think that's kind of what Travis was alluding to, right? It's just one of those games once in a while you can pick up with friends and play for a few hours, and then you're good. And I think, this brought to mind that in just 2 weeks' time, I think it is a week and a half, maybe Aliens Fire Team releases. Which, again, smaller studio and unproven studio. So we'll see how it launches. But I personally, and I know some of the people in chat, because I've talked to them, are super excited for that, because if that can deliver kind of what Back for Blood is doing with the I think it's 3-player, isn't it? I hate that 3-player aspect. I blame Destiny, Travis. This is Destiny's fault.
As you should.
But anyway, if that can play well, right? I think co-op kind of everything we're talking about, the co-op shooter going through campaigns in the Aliens universe is far more interesting to me than just zombies running at you. And I think that's the other thing that, as Dan, you kind of said, is exhausted with the zombie genre, is they try to mix this up with like some different enemies. There's like screamers. There's the boss guy that's gigantic and actually has like a Dark Souls health meter, this giant health meter. But for the most part, it's just zombies running at you constantly, and it's just like that. Just, I don't know. It gets boring to me after a while. It's just shooting hordes and hordes of zombies over and over again.
Well, it's gonna have the same enemies, like templates as probably Left 4 Dead, with like your witch and your, the screamers from whatever. I mean, there's
already the screamers in there,
right? And then you've got your big, juggernaut looking thing or whatever, and it's just.
Weren't you just talking about State of Decay, like the last?
I love State of Decay.
3 shows. It's the exact same thing.
Well, it has some survival aspects.
That's more of a survival thing, building up your thing. That's totally different, Travis.
They've got
that's a terrible take.
They've got the big guy who explodes.
Oh yeah,
100%.
Yeah, the archetypes are the same thing. I'm just saying the game itself is actually different. Okay. There's, actually they do, but they do have a horde mode now. Daybreak, I think it's what it's called. Yeah, in State of Decay. So you can actually play that. I've only played it once, and I suck at it. I played it by myself. It was terrible. It went totally poorly, and it was just.
Are there games you don't suck at, or
no?
Okay.
Hitman.
At least he's honest, right? He's self-aware.
Hitman 3. I'm very, very good at Hitman 3.
That he is. It's like I play that and I see the scoreboard, and I don't play Hitman a lot, so I see the scoreboard, and Dan's like way up there in the world. So
yeah, nice. I do good at that, and that's it. I like to have one thing that I'm good at. Then everything else.
That thing that you've chosen to be good at is planning and executing the murder of other people.
Yes,
that's why he's on our team.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, if you're going to be good at something,
you never know. You ain't going to see me coming, buddy. That's all I'm saying.
Yep. Hey,
my doorbell rings and Dan's there in a UPS uniform. I'm like,
zombies being overdone, in my opinion. Alien Fireteam has more my attention. So, okay, I'm not completely alone there. Good to see you, Big Man. Good morning to you.
I felt the same way about that other game they showed at the Xbox showcase this year at E3, where it was vampires instead of zombies. What was that game called?
Redfall. Well, that's Arcane. Now you're talking my language. Like
yeah. But I mean, that they could have gone zombie. I thought they were going zombie when we saw that story trailer, and then it was like, okay, it's vampires. Thank God it's not zombies. Like it's weird that I feel a rush of relief come over me when it's not zombies, because I'm just sick of them. Yeah.
Vampires are so much more interesting, especially from a gameplay perspective, right? There's so many more things they can do than a zombie.
Zombies are the most uninteresting enemy type. Although, if I'm not mistaken, and maybe my vampire lore needs some refreshing, but I'm pretty sure vampires can make humans their thralls, and they basically become zombies. So how different is it going to be, really?
I think it depends on the level of vampire, Travis.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. As they are older and more powerful, they become more human.
How much tenure do you have? What does management think of you?
Yeah. No, I like it. Yeah, it's like a pyramid scheme. You have to. This is just how it is at the beginning. All right, when you started as a vampire, you got to be a thrall for a couple hundred millennia, and then you work your way up. Pay your dues.
But yeah, to that point, Redfall looks, we haven't seen gameplay, so we'll see. But I that interests me way, way more than Back 4 Blood. Plus, that has a single player campaign and an open world element to it too. So that's a little different. Yeah. So I think
does Back 4 Blood have to be played with other people?
No.
So you can play it single player with
you can have bots with you.
But why there's bots. You? Like, why actually would you, though, Dan? Because, I know you don't like multiplayer games, but my understanding is that you don't like multiplayer games because you're bad at comp. But this isn't comp. You're playing with friends. So if your options are play a game mode with friends or play game mode without friends. Why would you ever choose to play without friends?
Because I generally hate people. Like my circle is very, very small, so I keep it that way. It's mostly people in this chat, and that's about it. So
you
these guys
hate people unless you are slowly ingratiating yourselves into their lives so that you can murder them.
Yes,
that's the only context in which you like.
Yeah. Although, there's no slowly ingratiating anything. It's just, let me get this pizza man delivery outfit and poison my pizza. That's all I need to do. There's
Is that
no
how you play
there.
Hitman? You don't even do like the deep infiltrations. You just like shoot them in the head at the beginning. Is this what I'm getting?
No. Come on now. Come on.
Okay.
It's silent assassin suit only. I mean, you gotta. It's a lot more hardcore. Come on, get out of here.
Suit only.
You gotta do suit only.
Isn't the whole point of Hitman that you get like disguises and you do like the story
extra
stuff?
Challenges though, and the extra challenges are there for you get more stuff, more experience basically if you can do it in your suit only.
He even plays Hitman wrong, guys. I don't know. I'm at a loss for words.
Like I play as a clown most of the time, so it's fine. I use the clown outfit and I blend right in.
Dan, I think that outfit was made for you. And
it is. It's the Rodriguez. It's the Rodriguez. It's called IOI, and I was like, "Listen, guys, this is what I need."
And you need to look like a full-on circus clown.
That's right. It's glorious. I need to start streaming that stuff.
You should. You need to start streaming your Hitman runs for sure. Man. Nick's pretty much nails it. All zombies are not created equal. It can be whatever you want to be, which is kind of true. People just have run amok with what a zombie is in a lot of games and movies. So that's fair. I don't know what's going on here from Walt. My wife keeps laughing at Ains. She said it looks like he has black elephant ears because of the back of his chair. So
that's true.
Just like that going forward, make sure it evens out.
Yeah. Now I'm not gonna be able to unsee that.
I know.
As soon as I saw that comment, I was like, now I see it. Now I just will always see the elephant ears on the side of his head.
All right. So we'll move on from Back 4 Blood. We'll see what happens with this. I think obviously a lot more people are going to get to play it next week once they open it up fully, and I'm interested to hear from what other people are thinking. I know everyone I've talked to has been kind of similar. It's like it's plays surprisingly well. It's fun. It's fun to jump in with friends in particular, but I just don't know how well this game's going to hold up. It's going to all come down to what they deliver. So we'll see. All right. Moving on to other stuff. So we'll jump ahead to this. So Xbox and Twitch have another showcase coming up. It's actually Tuesday. So as you're listening to this, it may actually have already happened if you're listening late. But Tuesday, Tuesday morning of all things. So 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. British Standard Time. And so far they're talking about indie showcase, right? So 12 minutes. It's coming up a big one. The Artful Escape, which we've seen for a couple years now, which looks really crazy. Ollie Ollie World and several other titles. So I will say, guys, we kind of, and Travis, this was before you joined us, but I don't know what you thought about the first Twitch showcase they had earlier this year, but in our opinion, that was the worst show that Xbox has put on. Like that show was almost unbearable to watch. Not because of content. Like I love indie games, obviously love Xbox and all these things they're doing, but just the way it was set up and the way some of the creators spoke, and the format of it just didn't work for me.
I actually don't even remember the show. Maybe
that's
it's just
the point.
There's been a lot of stuff, but I just don't even remember it.
Yeah, it wasn't good. It was widely, I think, agreed that show was pretty poor. So I'm kind of interested to see if they try to mix it up here, because this is a Twitch production. It's not even really an Xbox production in a way. So we'll see. See, look, Dano's already popping off. They showed a soup game for like half an hour of this single dev just cooking soup, and I'm like, what are we? I'm not sure what we're watching right now. So it's very interesting. So what do you guys think? You interested? I know 12 minutes is a very anticipated game.
I mean, that comes out this month, though, doesn't it? Why are we watching it at Twitch? It seems like a little late.
I think they're just hyping it. Yeah, 12 minutes comes out. Where is it? 19th.
Yep.
Yeah. So 11 days. Comes out 9 days after they show it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I will play 12 minutes. I'm already hyped for that. Artful Escape. I feel like I already know I'm going to play when that comes out.
Yeah, it looks great.
So I guess it'll mostly just be, can they deliver any news that makes me more hyped or interested, or I just don't know how they could. I feel like they've done a pretty good job with most of those games. It's interesting to see Xbox partnering with Twitch though now. Maybe that's why the first show wasn't that good, because it was like, didn't they just kill Mixer? Like, it must have been very close around there. They probably had something planned on their own service and then had to pivot to Twitch. But it's interesting to see Microsoft and Amazon cooperating, which are probably going to be, you know, the two main competitors in the gaming space over the next decade.
Yeah, it's definitely strange. And can I just use that moment to call out how bad the streaming options are on Xbox still? Like, they got rid of Mixer, said that, you know, they were working on some better streaming options. There hasn't been anything. It's garbage. Mixer was so much better in that regard. Not necessarily better overall than Twitch, even though I liked it. But the integration of it was just so much easier.
To be honest. Yeah.
I did it first until Twitch caught up. Like, Mixer introduced a lot of things to streaming that Twitch didn't have at the time.
Yeah.
Like, Mixer was way better. Twitch has since kind of implemented all those things, but you know.
Is it just me, or am I the only one who, like, every time I use Twitch, I'm like, wow, this could not be less user friendly. Like,
it's a mess.
I can't believe Twitch is the streaming service that won, and not only just won, but when a competitor enters, everybody like laughs at it. Like, it's kind of become like the Google of like streaming, where like it's laughable to consider that you would even stream on a different platform. And I look at Twitch and I'm just like, why? Like, why is that the case? I actually cannot tell. Maybe it's I'm not a streamer. I don't know what the heck I'm talking about, but that's just when I log on as a user, I'm just like, wow, this is like awful. I hate the color. I hate where all the buttons are. I hate, you know, interacting with this tool. I just don't want to be here at all.
But that's how I feel about Discord too. I can't stand Discord. I'm like, I'm one of the few people who just
Discord's grown on me. I was like a Slack guy forever, but now that I've had to use Discord more, I'm like, you know what? It's really not that bad.
But see, you've had to use it. That's the problem. It's like it's like Twitch. It's like if you're not using Discord for that, there's no other really option in that vein.
I can't even figure out how to like reward people on their streams. Like,
Discord has a much better UI
on Twitch.
Than Twitch.
Yeah, on Twitch.
Yeah,
it's like, here, I'm going to send you this. I'm like, I can't send it like through my phone. I have to like be doing it on the computer or something. I don't know. Twitch. This is just old man yelling at cloud moment.
Oh yeah, their app is terrible on the phone too.
It's so bad.
Twitch. Yeah.
Maybe if they were owned by a bigger company, they could invest in it more. I don't know.
Owned by a bigger company. Is that possible? Are there bigger companies than Amazon? I don't know.
That as I have like 3 different packages coming in from them today. You know, sitting on my
I think probably Amazon's entire like philosophy is like, don't touch it, because people seem to like Twitch. Like, if I were running Twitch, I'd be like, keep the ship running, guys. Don't change anything. Add features if a competitor does. But like, what is your incentive? You know, it's like back in the day when Facebook would update its UI and everybody hated it every single time. You know, and it's like, why would you do that with Twitch? You're just going to make people mad. So just keep it. But
well, especially after last year, where the pandemic just caused it to even grow even bigger than it had been. You know, so
sounds like Nintendo. Don't change it.
Don't change it.
Yeah, but Nintendo has a good thing going. Well, aside from their infrastructure and internet stuff, but yeah, generally speaking, they have a good thing going. Twitch, I hate being there. I just like, but anyway, I probably shouldn't say that. I'm on Twitch shows.
Yeah, now that we've insulted Twitch, as we're live on Twitch, by the way.
Are we?
Are we? Nice.
Yeah, we're doing good. We're doing good here, guys.
Hi,
good
Twitch viewers. I accept your hate.
Go to YouTube.
Oh man, too funny. So I don't know. We'll see what they show. Like I said, this is Tuesday morning. I'm looking forward to a few of these games. I hope they surprise us with a couple more indie games. But that kind of takes us to what's releasing over the next few weeks, which is kind of ridiculous. So let's talk through this. So in August, at least over the next few weeks, we have Hades next week on Game Pass. So first time on Xbox. And I have not.
Is that on Tuesday?
It's Friday the 13th.
Oh, why is it so late?
Yeah. So I am been waiting to play Hades. I think I said before, like I went to buy it on my computer like multiple times and just held off. So I'm very, very excited for this. And hopefully it gets me out of my funk, because as soon as Halo Infinite ended, I didn't know what to do with myself. Like, no game interested me. It was,
too, dude.
yeah. That's why I went back to Dark Souls 3. I was like, I need something that I know and
Yeah,
love.
we didn't do our what are we playing this week at the beginning of the show, but my what are we playing is I'm playing the game of opening up the Halo Infinite technical app and then just sobbing. That's the main game. I've been maining that this week, just sobbing at the menu of the technical.
It just says your account doesn't have access, and I just sit there and cry for hours.
I sob and I go, oh, that was a good session. That was good. I feel like we were doing well. That's the best I've done on the scoreboard in terms of tears per minute. It's pretty good.
TPM.
TPM, yeah. I feel like my Kleenex game is pretty on point. It's nice. Yeah, it's good.
Your equipment. That's your equipment.
That's my equipment. Yeah, I got legendary Kleenex loot. It's been pretty bad. So I'm glad to see that lots of games are coming out this next week. And Hades, you should have played it, man. You should have played that thing on the Switch because it was brilliant. But I'm glad you'll get to play it now. And I will also be playing it, even though I did play it on the Switch, because on the Switch I played it for like maybe a week and I got through it 1 or 2 successful runs. But that game, you actually have to do successful completions like 8 to 10 times, somewhere around there, to get the full story. I think there's like a proper ending, but you don't get it until you do the runs. And they managed to make the entire repetitive process of running through it and dying a bunch fun, and the process of having to beat it like more than one time is also, like, because you're getting new story elements, it's also really, really good. So
someone was explaining it to me in a group chat last night as we were playing games, and it just sounded like one, you have to go through. So when you die, you do have to start at the beginning, they said, but like you get different story elements each time. And then it sounds like from what you're telling me, the story is like they decided to go near like and make it so you have to beat the game over and over again to get the actual story.
Yeah, but unlike Nier, it's actually worth your time. They don't just like pile on a 3-hour. They don't just Nier's a great game, but dude, after the second playthrough, I did not want to play that game, and then they were like, now do 2 more playthroughs, and I was like, no, I don't want to. You just made me replay the same game twice, except for the second time it was not good. But yeah, like Hades does, the reason it's such a successful roguelike is that every time, even if you die or if you succeed, you feel like you're making progress, and they managed to make it feel new. And I've never played a roguelike that's like that, because there's some where you just die and when you start over again, you're just like, I don't want to do this. I feel like I just wasted 90 minutes. Like I'm not down, but I almost never felt that in Hades. Even like I was accomplishing something with every run, and that is impressive as heck. So
yeah, that's the key.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, that's the key. Dan, Hades.
I bought it.
You bought Hades?
Yeah, on a Switch.
Yeah, have you played it?
Yeah. Yep. Sure did.
There's his whole opinion. Yep. I bought it on Switch and I played it. Riveting takes here at Bitcast.
All you get from me, because I will not slander everybody's game of the year. I played it. I was just like, this is dumb.
Not for me.
Dumb. I'm just gonna say dumb.
What?
And I couldn't get into it.
Dude, are there games you like actually?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't like roguelites though. Like, generally. So I was like, I was hoping this one would kind of be a little bit different, because everybody talks so highly of it.
It is.
It's not.
It is different.
Pretty much the same thing. it's the same thing with maybe a better story. I'll never know, because I'll never play it again. But I've got a nice $30.
You're actually the first person I've heard who didn't like Hades.
I couldn't stand it.
This is no joke.
Stand it.
This is no joke.
I felt like that game. I think people liked it, for the same reasons they like, I don't know, like weird shit, stuff. It's just one of those things where it's just like, yeah, look at Hades, it's so cool, and it's like, it's really not that great, but all right.
Boo this man. Boo this man.
Yeah. You're literally, we're losing followers with every word, Dan.
It wasn't a reason. Just at least give me a reason.
I put in probably 3 or 4 hours into it, and I was like, after a certain point, I was like, I don't even know what's happening at this point. It's so self-involved, You know what game it reminded me of, but not in like a good way? Oxenfree, like my most hated game of all time. I just went to that point where I was like, I don't know why people like this game. I mean, I get it. If you're a roguelike player, I totally understand. It's probably the best thing for you. I think it's just the genre more than anything else. Sorry, Travis. It's true.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's the gameplay style and genre.
Yeah.
And that led to Dan going down the dark path of just hating all aspects of it from there. Yeah, I know Dan well enough at this point.
Yes, that's 100% true.
And Sarko nails it. Socrates, Aristotle, Plato, Hades, morons.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good Princess Bride reference.
By the way, Walt's asking, is Bug Snacks,
No, that's a terrible game too.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, it's terrible. Terrible.
Yeah, Travis is wondering why he has joined us at this point in time.
I'll tell you what, Travis, if you go and stream it on Twitch, I will watch it and watch you play it.
You want me to log onto Twitch after what I just said? You think I'm allowed to show my face on twitch.tv after the slander?
Yes. I can't deal with it. I
can't believe that during your explanation of why you don't like Hades, you also brought in beloved game Oxenfree to slander that. That's all I'll say is that it's like being like, you know why I didn't like insert masterpiece movie here? Because it reminded me so much of Citizen Kane. It had all the same, it's just like, dude, you're killing me. You're like killing me. Anyway, I'm gonna let you go this time, Dan, but you watch it, watch your step, because if I take one more bad take from you, I don't know if I'll be able to.
What Oxenfree is, real quick, Oxenfree is basically whiny, angsty crap. All right. In a video game, that's all it is. It's just like, look at me and my problem. Shut up. I don't care about your problem. I want to play a game. I don't need this dumb story to go with it. I lasted 4 hours in that game, and I wanted to jump off a cliff. That's basically what I wanted to do.
Wait a second.
I
just need a clarification on your life philosophy. This has nothing to do with Oxenfree, because obviously your opinion is wrong. But you are a person who, as a gamer, you already write off the entire genre of online multiplayer games.
Totally gone.
And
no,
then
that's not 100% true.
You write off anything that's competitive. It has to be a non-competitive.
I'll probably play some Battlefield.
Okay, so you write off almost every multiplayer competitive game. So that's like half of the games.
But not out of personal hate though. It's more out of I'm just not good. So, I just stay away from it. That's not saying stuff is bad necessarily. It's just, I can't do it. I've gotten to the age where I'm just like, I've never been really competitive, and I'm also not good.
I get that. So by default, you're not going to play like 50% of games because they're that.
Yes, true.
But of the 50% of games you allow yourself to even try to enjoy, your problem with the single player ones is that they have a story. That's what I'm hearing from you, is that they have a story, and you don't like that they have a story.
Have a good story. Red Dead Redemption 2, one of my favorite all-time games. Fantastic story. It's good stuff. Yeah, like Dano says, I'm just kind of chilling nowadays. I'm just like, meh. That's my life philosophy, though, man. I'm always right here. I never excel. I'm never down here. Just right here. This is where I'm at. This is my gaming level and my life level. This is where I go.
All right, let's table this.
I don't know. Look at Ames. Look at Ames' face.
He's lost control. No, I'm sorry.
I'm losing my stuff.
I need backup.
Oh my gosh.
We really do need a fourth chair. Somebody who can like
Dan
and I back from each other.
Oh my god. Well,
that was a good time.
This is kind of funny because it feels like Dan's over here, Travis is over here with game opinions. And I get to now sit here and just kind of sit back and kind of take it all in, which is kind of funny. So Fair
Well,
enough.
it's not like I disagree with the games that Dan likes. I just think all the ones he hates, I also like. I just,
Who do you like too much?
I think I like 400% more games than Dan. And
But that's
Dan
everybody.
easy to
That's not
do.
just
Yeah,
you.
that's
It's
everybody.
literally everybody.
Yeah, you're not
got
special
it.
in that
Got
regard.
it. So
yeah.
he's just a hater. That's what we're
Yeah,
coming up
I
with.
The problem is you called me the hipster too early. You spent that card
That was your problem.
way too early.
I still believe you are the hipster. And I think you are a hipster in the way Dan could not even hold a candle to. Because Dan is different. Dan just doesn't like everything.
Yes.
You're like
Yes.
you're like the, you burn your tongue because you ate the pizza before it was cool type of guy. Oh, I did it before it was cool. That's you. Okay, I have a story. I'm sorry. I have to stop here. I have a story
I'm gonna pass out.
This is further proof. That Ains is a hipster. I have to tell the story because it blew my mind, and I was thinking about it like 2 days later. I was in the
How
shower
many
cracking
stories
up about this.
are we go? We're 3 weeks in.
I
Pace
know,
yourself.
but here's the thing: the day after I said the hipster thing, it was like a few days after, and you were still getting flack for it. We logged on and we played some Halo 5 Guardians.
Yeah.
We logged on and played some Halo 5 Guardians. If you don't know me, then you should know one thing about me, which is that I cannot stand playing with people who have bad party etiquette, online party chat etiquette. People who have bad party chat etiquette.
Like people that chew on trips.
And Ains, I'm not saying you have bad etiquette, and I'm not saying.
I was going to say I'm the same way, so I'm curious. I know where you're going with this.
I know what you're saying, but one of the things that really peeves me off is when people are in a party and you can hear the noise coming out of their
Me
TV.
too. And I always ask if people can hear my sound, and I turn it down.
I could hear all of your Halo stuff
I
on
know.
the thing. Okay, but wait, this is not my problem.
I know where you're going.
My problem is when I asked you why I could hear everything out of your TV and that it was annoying everyone, you go, well, I'd like to see you try to match my audio quality. That's what you said. You said, oh, well, I'd like to see you try to match my audio quality. And I go, well, I'm glad that your audio quality is amazing and we all have to listen to it through the microphone. And I was just like, this guy is such a hipster about his audio design. He's like, I want everybody else to have to hear my in-game audio because it's so good. And I was just like, this guy is such a hipster.
I'm dying here.
Are you done?
You're like the guy playing like the analog, like a vinyl disc and going, the sound quality, you just get more. When you
I don't have any vinyls, by the way.
How's it feel, Ains? How's it feel?
It's the video game equivalent.
Mo was in the party, so I have a witness that's not what was said at all. You're literally making this up.
Or he's just making stuff up.
No, that is literally what you said.
No.
You said, you laughed to yourself self-assuredly, and then you're like, well, I'd like to see you try to match up with my audio quality. That's
not what I said. So we can clear this up. You asked me what headset I'm using. And I said, I don't use a headset. I play in a home theater. And you then made fun of me for playing in a home theater.
Because I had to listen to it, understandably.
Easy. Okay. So I said, I just use a chat headset because the sound is coming through the theater. And then you said, why, you made fun of me again for using a home theater and being older or ancient or something, which is fair. And basically I said, I prefer my home theater. And you then tried to say that the sound quality of the headset is better. And I said, no, it's not.
I did not say that.
Mo is a witness to this. I will call him to the stand as to what
I will call Mo to the stand because I think he'll side with me. Your reaction was not, it was not about the audio headset. I was like, really? And you prefer that? We're gonna have to listen to your audio.
Yeah,
and you were just like,
you said you prefer playing in a home theater, and Mo even laughed. Mo even laughed that you were questioning me playing on home theater.
But what you don't understand is that my questioning of you wasn't that why would you make that decision because of audio quality, is why would you make that decision because now we all have to hear you and that doesn't seem worth the trade-off. Like maybe it's slightly better audio quality, but then the trade-off is way worse, which is that like now we all have to hear it secondhand coming through our mics. Did he literally grab some M&Ms?
He did.
All right,
he did.
Dan, you're all right in my book.
This is why I always ask people, can you hear my audio? And I turn it down so you can't. So calm down. And by the way, Fonz knows. Fonz knows. Come on. Anyone knows.
I agree with you. That's not the point. But anyway,
Can we? What are we even talking about? This is the
I don't know.
worst.
This is why
I don't
Hades
know.
is the worst. This is it.
Dan,
This is what
stop
happened.
chewing.
This is what
For
happened.
God's sakes.
I
You're
was going to go
killing
right
me.
into it.
You're killing me.
The new, more professional Bitcast.
Oh my God.
Can we click on that comment?
That was hilarious.
Yeah.
That was a good time.
Kev nailed it. Yeah, Kev nailed it.
I'll just eat my
man.
M&Ms. Listen to you guys. This is great.
Banter's
There you go.
okay,
See,
right?
I'm in a party with Jordan nearly every night. Thank you. Doesn't come in often. Thank you.
Okay.
Tell him, Jordan.
All I'm saying, I was hearing that grunt scream at you every time you got a kill.
That thing is loud, isn't it? Damn.
It is very loud.
Yeah,
So
it is.
maybe it's
Okay.
just that
Oh.
game specifically.
I got tears, man.
Okay. All right.
Cool.
We're getting back to talking about games at some point here. Good God.
Yeah.
And where's Mo? The one time Mo's not here is when I need him to take the stand for me.
I will let him take the stand because I don't know if he'll sign with you as much as you think he will, Ains.
Yeah,
No.
that's fair. It might be middle. All right, moving on. Rest of August. I don't even know how I get back on topic at this point.
Anyway, my point is Hades is a good game.
Hades is a good
That's
game.
fine.
Play it next Friday. Thank you.
We'll just let you have that one.
The following Thursday is when 12 Minutes is out. So we get Hades next week, 12 Minutes the following week. For you guys who really love Ghost of Tsushima, like Dan, Director's Cut comes out Friday the 20th as well. So that's 2 weeks from now. And then Aliens Fire Team is on the 24th. So that's, basically, like I said, 2 weeks as well. And then the day after that is Psychonauts 2. So awful lot of good games, or games, I should say, we're at least looking forward to. We don't know if they're good yet, coming in the next couple weeks. But I want to talk about September, where it really gets ridiculous. So let me run through this list, and then you guys can tell me what you're kind of excited for. So September, we get that game Fist. That's the one that was shown on the Xbox Showcase. It's that indie game on September 7th. Artful Escape is September 9th. On September 10th, we get Life is Strange, True Colors, Lost in Random, the new EA originals, Tales of Arise, NBA 2K22, and WarioWare for the Switch, all on the 10th.
I didn't know there was a new WarioWare coming. That's awesome.
You're supposed to be the Nintendo guy. What happened?
wait.
I love I consider myself a Nintendo guy, but I just didn't know there was a WarioWare game. I haven't seen that anywhere. Was that in Nintendo?
It was on
Direct
their
or
last
something?
showcase, their Direct. Yeah.
Damn, maybe I just forgot. But that's
check it out.
awesome.
Check it out.
I love those games.
Deathloop then on the 14th, which I'm super pumped for because Arcane. Kena on the 21st, a week later. Diablo 2 Resurrected, a couple days later after that on the 23rd. Death Stranding Director's Cut on the 24th. And then New World, the MMO from Amazon Games, is launching on the 28th now. And that was super popular in beta. People I talked to who played it said it's really good. And it already passed like millions of players in the beta.
Yeah.
So that's all in the span of 3 weeks' time.
It's crazy, man. It's so much. I mean, like 12 Minutes has got my attention. Obviously, Ghost of Tsushima has my attention. The new DLC, but in September, between Deathloop and Kena, and I'll probably jump back into Death Stranding again just to see what Kojima, threw back in there, or whatever happened. I don't know. I mean, it's great. I mean, it's a great time to be a gamer. September's gonna be crazy. And Artful Escape is, which I keep forgetting which one that is. That one with the guitar.
Yeah, with the very colorful kind of, it looks crazy. It looks like you're on like an acid trip while you're playing a game, but which could be fantastic.
Could be awesome.
Yeah. In fact, Marty Sleva, one of the old writers for IGN years ago, who I really appreciate the way his kind of the way he writes about things. He wrote an article on it like 2 weeks ago and said it's amazing. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, man.
Cool.
Yeah,
lots of good games there.
Diablo 2, man. I can't remember, Travis. Do you get into ARPGs? You a Diablo guy?
Yeah. I played Diablo 2 back. Actually, I played Diablo 2 like 2 years ago. I replayed it.
Oh wow, okay.
OG one. So yeah, I'll probably hold off playing the remaster just because it's sort of still fresh. But sure. I definitely will pick it up and play that one at some point because that's huge.
Yeah, I'm actually I mean, I was already pumped for it anyway, but I'm kind of shocked in Diablo 2. They're doing 8-player co-op, which is I can only imagine how crazy that's going to be. In that, yeah, it's 8-player co-op in Diablo 2 Resurrected.
I didn't even know there were, because wasn't Diablo 2 originally like 2-player co-op was the most? Or
I can't remember
Did you
on
get
2
more
way
than
back
that?
in PC. It was either 2 or 4, but now of course
Yeah.
Diablo 3 is 4. So yeah,
I think I've only ever played Diablo 2 with 2 players max, but I mostly have played it solo. So I doubt I will have even 8 friends that play it. But the ones I do have will, like, yeah, my buddy Kevin, he's like a Diablo. He can tell you everything about those games. So yeah,
Nice.
I'll probably play with him for sure.
Yeah, I'm pumped, man. So Kena, there's a lot of games. I don't know how I'm going to play all these games, honestly.
What was the one you mentioned, Fist? That was the only one I didn't recognize.
Yeah,
With the
it's
animals?
actually an acronym. It's FIST. It stands for something, and it's like a side-scrolling action game. But it showcased at one of the showcases a few months ago.
It's the one with where you're like you have the rabbit and
You're a
the
rabbit
animals,
with like a
right?
giant gauntlet.
Yeah.
It's not ringing a bell. I have to look that one up.
Yeah, look it up. It's the only reason I mention it is because it kind of caught a lot of people's attention, and I think there's a lot of people that are excited for it. At least that I've spoken to. There you go. You just got 2 comments saying it looks great. So
Cool.
there you go. Yeah, it's cool.
Bamskis.
Yeah, and if you're
What are
one of the really
gonna
old,
skip. How about that? Since there's so many we want to play, what are the games you're gonna skip on that list probably, or that will be at the bottom of your list?
Life is Strange. 100%.
I knew Dan was going to say that right away.
I mean, out of all of them, that's the ones that I'm on the bottom of the list.
Yeah, I won't play Death Stranding. I won't play WarioWare.
Yeah, me either.
Death Stranding is
NBA does nothing for me.
is Death Stranding a DLC or what? Or is it?
It's the direct. It's that Kojima director's cut where he's added new features to the game, and
okay.
But the rest, almost all of the rest of them, I'm going to play, which is kind of crazy. And that's before, of course, we get to October, which Far Cry 6 is coming. Back for Blood, of course. We just talked about Metroid Dread is October.
Oh my God, Metroid.
Yeah. So, and there's a lot more. I just quickly listed a few titles in October. So it's getting crazy. I think honestly, out of all these, I know some people don't agree, but Diablo 2 is far and away. I'm a Diablo nut, but Psychonauts 2, I'm ridiculously excited for. I adored that first one when it came out, played on the OG Xbox and PS2. And I've always wanted a sequel to that game. So, I've
been meaning to replay Psychonauts because it's been so long.
It's so good too. Like with the backwards compatibility, like it's up-resed and it plays really well.
I started it. I haven't gotten through it, but I definitely need to play it because there's for sure a lot of stuff I'm not gonna remember if I don't finish that game first. So I need to get through the OG one.
Well, and I even bought. I don't know if you knew this, but the Psychonauts for PSVR is actually there's a Psychonauts for PSVR that Double Fine made, and it's between 1 and 2. It's a connector to 2. So I bought it to play for that reason, but I just haven't felt like hooking up my PSVR because it's such a hassle. So I haven't played it.
Yeah, that thing has like 9 cords attached to it.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So I haven't played it. I literally have it sitting on my shelf sealed. I want to play it. So. But yeah, Fonz, Diablo 2 is 8-player co-op. And the funny thing about Diablo 2, if you forget, you can have followers in multiplayer as well. So technically, you can have basically 16 players on the screen along with enemies, which would be, I don't know how that's going to be.
Who said 8 necromancers in there, Walter? I mean, can you imagine? Can you imagine?
Yeah, because the necromancer in Diablo 2 is nuts.
Yeah.
Just gonna tank the frame rate there. I see.
Oh yeah, we're gonna sweet 3 FPS.
There's a beta for Diablo 2 like next week. So if you want to try it out, you can sign up. It's already I think it's next week or week after next. It releases late September. The beta's in like a week or 2. So yeah,
nice.
All right, what's your most anticipated of all those games coming up next couple months?
Man.
You going back to Ghost of Tsushima, Dan? You doing that?
Life is Strange. No, I'm just kidding.
I'd say 12 minutes for me, probably. I mean, I'm for sure Ghost of Tsushima is up there, but I want something new. Something fresh. 12 minutes seems amazing. That and probably Kena or however you say it, and Deathloop. I mean, those 3.
Yeah, Deathloop. Yeah.
It's tough to choose.
Yeah, so, damn, Fonz is all about Ghost. You got a companion there, Dan.
Ready for it, man.
It's probably. Yeah, it's probably Deathloop for me. That's the one that I think I'll probably spend the most time playing. But Definitely the least is Ghost of Tsushima. I don't understand why people like that game.
I know
To
we
me, it
talked
was-
about that before.
Yeah,
It's funny because I think you're harsher on it than I am. I always thought it was a very good game, just not game of the year material. Whereas it sounds like you're more of a it's decent.
yeah, I think it's a 7 out of 10. Like to me, it's just like a
Gave it to
it's a-
Rodriguez.
it's an open world collectathon where like all of the missions are identical and the combat isn't good on top of that. That's the part I don't get is like if the combat were at least good, I would be like, okay, I get it. But it's like it's basically baby's first Dark Souls and then a really bad stealth system. So it's like, why would I play this? That's what it is. If you played Dark Souls, it's like
We're changing this to the hipster cast. I think
It's
we're
really-
are we
I
trying
mean,
to piss off as many
I'm not
people
saying
as
it's
possible?
bad. I'm saying it's a 7 out of 10. That's good. I'm just saying that like people who are like, oh yeah, this is like God's gift. Like I get it. It's a beautiful game, but it's basically like repeat-a-thon Assassin's Creed type game with bad combat and the stealth is unplayable. So like what like is that like 10 out of 10? Like no, I absolutely not. But,
Maybe you should get good.
I am good. I never die. That's the problem. I'm so good. I don't even have to try. I walk
Well, there
into a
you
camp,
go.
everyone's dead, and then I move on to the next place, and then they're like, now do it again. Now follow a fox. Well, I already followed a fox.
the
We'll follow him
foxes. I can't
16
stand
more
the foxes.
times in every single area. All right. Well, I don't want to do that.
The chat is going off on combat for you, Travis.
Dude, I disagree. The combat is not good. Like it's way simple. Like you can just
That
force your
doesn't
way
mean
through it.
bad. I mean, these are mutually. I mean, you know, you're saying that Dark Souls is a very hard combat, yes. So, you know, because it requires very precise timing and stuff. Yeah, Ames knows what I'm talking about.
Tsushima doesn't require precise timing though.
No,
You can
not at
basically
all.
just force your way
Not at
through
all.
it. Yeah.
That's why I love it. It's fantastic. It's for the
Yeah,
guys like me who don't care, who don't care anymore, and just want to enjoy their time.
If your goal is to just like easily slash your way through every area, collect all the loot, and then go to the next area and do it again.
Yes.
Whatever.
Yes, this is. I mean, my middle name is Easy Mode, so just so you know, yeah, that's me.
Dan Easy Mode Rodriguez. That's beautiful.
That's it.
I love the comments that you're sharing during this.
So far we've insulted Hades, Oxenfree, Ghost of Tsushima. Like, what else can we insult while we're
I'm
here?
not insulting it. I'm saying it's a good game. I don't understand.
Oh man, it's a
Stealth,
seven.
stealth is just objectively bad, though. I don't think anybody can defend that. The stealth is just not good in that game. Come on.
So I wasn't as harsh on the combat. In all seriousness, I wasn't as harsh on the combat as you. I agree, especially you said Dark Souls, but if you come from a game like Sekiro, that embarrasses Ghost of Tsushima in terms of combat.
Yeah, it does.
Like efficiency. I mean, it's not even close.
And I kind of played them back to back for full transparency. I went back and I got all the achievements in Sekiro, and then like Ghost of Tsushima came out and I played it. I was just like, this is like a sloppy version of what I did on playing. Yeah.
But my biggest issue with Ghost was kind of what you said. The world is gorgeous, right? I mean, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love taking pictures. The color, everything about it. But it just
very
felt
stylish. Yeah.
Yeah. It is. It's great artistic direction. But I just felt kind of bored after a while. It's like, okay, follow a fox. Okay, there's a bird, and you just do the same thing over and over, and it's not meaningful. There's no meaning to it.
I didn't even finish it. I just was like, this takes too long, and I had to put it down.
Yeah, that's where I was. So I really liked it, but not to the level that I know some did, and that's fine. I mean, that's what opinions are all about. Good God, guys. I'm trying to think of the most celebrated game of all time that we can insult next. Why don't we go to Breath of the Wild, and I can take that one for a little while.
You've already done that, though. Didn't you do that last episode? Or was that after the show? You told me about your Breath of the Wild.
No, I love Breath of the Wild.
I'm in a post-show.
Yeah, it's Game of the Year. It's Game of the Year, guys.
Game of the Year. No, Horizon was better in 2017. But moving on.
I will say the making haikus part is fun. Somebody said that in the comment. I thought that was awesome.
I did like some of the uniqueness to what it brought to those little side events. Yeah,
it's very stylish. It's cool.
Yeah. Jordan, I will burn this show to the ground before I let someone talk bad about Witcher 3.
Yeah, I have nothing negative to say about The Witcher 3.
Right.
I think we're all in agreement.
That's actually on the resume to be on this show.
Really?
You
I
have
don't
to
think you even
appreciate.
asked me if I played Witcher 3 when I came on the show. I don't think that was a prerequisite at all.
That and Red Dead 2. You talk bad about either of those, you're out of here. All right. Where are we? What are we talking about? All right.
I don't know. Delays.
So we had game releases. We can quickly touch on PlayStation. I just wanted to bring this up. It's not like financial results are exciting by any stretch of the imagination, but in the shortest terms, PlayStation's doing well. It's shocking, really? I realize. But yeah, they're selling. They're selling. Their revenue's up. It's kind of crazy. You wouldn't expect it. So 10.1 million PS5 shipped. Launch a line. They're still outpacing the PS4 slightly, very slightly. Their quarterly revenue was 5.62 billion, up 2%. Most successful quarter in terms of revenue in brand history. So for PlayStation, that's saying something. And obviously, if you extrapolate that out, that's about 22 billion a year, and this is not even the holiday quarter. Remember, so PlayStation's their revenue is pretty ridiculous. Their profits were down. Kind of expected. Xbox pointed to the same things. You have hardware manufacturing. You have some of the third-party support was down.
Selling at a loss also on this.
Yeah, selling at a loss, which apparently the disk drive version is now over that hump. So when they sell a $500 disc version, they're now making, I don't know, a few bucks or whatever per unit. But they said that production, they've already secured the chips to make 22.6 million PS5s by March of next year. So you're looking at, what's that? Just over 6 months from now. They hope to have 22.6 million out there, which is crazy because think about it. That would mean they're going to continue accelerating their sales rate, right? Because they're at 10.1 million now, or just over 10. And in less time from launch now, they're going to more than double, is what they're aiming for anyway. And then digital games, which I hate to admit to both of you, are now 71% of their community, basically of their sales, their game sales. But they also admitted, which is the most obvious.
100%.
Shut up. Is one of the most obvious statements of the year is that the show 21 being on Xbox and Days Gone being on PC contributed to their revenue being the highest it's ever been, which should have been the most obvious statement anyone could ever make. So. I think what we can assume from this, guys, is that PlayStation is dead. I mean, is that what we're all gathering?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's basically it.
Just making sure. Funerary rites.
Yeah. So, but no, I mean, in PlayStation, I think they've made some kind of side comments around not necessarily acquisitions per se, but continuing to grow their studios, right, and continuing to look for opportunities for partnerships and new devs. So, I think again, all this means is better stuff for us in the coming years. So I'm super excited. I think obviously we talked last week with Horizon being reportedly delayed, that if 2022, never mind everything else that they'll release, if they have Horizon and God of War in the same year, those two tentpole titles are gonna. I mean, those are both of those are AAA, assuming they hit the quality of the prior ones, they're going to be just gigantic releases for PS. So good time.
Nice.
You think that MLB The Show 22 is going to continue the same path? They put that back on Xbox again?
Yeah, it's really up to the MLB, right? Because they're publishing it. It's not Sony. Yeah. So, I mean, why, if they see, why
wouldn't they?
Why wouldn't they? Right? Yeah. I mean, it's crazy.
Mo's here.
Mo's finally here.
I don't know if we want to really go back into this rabbit hole.
No, I don't think we should, but we can ask him on party chat for sure.
Yeah. Mo, we've got a topic to discuss with you. You want to hit this?
Super chat. All right, Mo. What a start to the Sunday, folks. Seeing these beautiful mugs and the death of PlayStation. My goodness. Thank you for the $5, Mo. Appreciate it. Yeah, you're gonna have to go back and watch a few things here in a little bit. So.
Mo, you missed some chaos. I'm not sure.
This has been a pretty chaotic episode.
Yeah, this has been all over the place this morning. And this is what happens when you don't give us enough news to report on. Things just go off the rails.
We just go at each other's throats over games that are 5 years old.
Oh my gosh. So the other thing I wanted to talk about, which again, not super interesting, but Embracer Group. So if you're not familiar with Embracer Group, they are the company that owns Saber Interactive. They own Gearbox. I mean, they own a bunch. THQ Nordic, which is the company that has all these IPs they've been buying up, like Time Splitters, and they now own Duke Nukem, all these kind of IPs. So we kind of joked, or some people I should say joked, when Xbox and Bethesda merged. Like they started to talk about things like consolidation and monopolies, which is just crazy because the gaming industry is way bigger than that. But Embracer Group is one of those ones that's kind of secretly out there just dumping money into the gaming industry and picking up studios and talent like crazy. So they acquired 8 more studios this week, including 3D Realms. If you're not familiar with 3D Realms, they were the company that published Duke Nukem many years over. They now, because of this, have more than 8,000 first-party developers. So to put that in perspective for you, the last report out of Xbox and Bethesda combined was about 4,600, and they were in the process of hiring another like 400 to 500. So you can estimate Xbox Bethesda, once they're fully staffed up, probably somewhere between 5,000 to 6,000 in that range. So Embracer Group's already over 8,000. They have 77 studios when you break it down into everything, mobile, all these different things across 40 different countries they're staffed in. And they now own over 240 IPs that they can make games on. So this is just one of those about, you think of the gigantic companies out there. We pay so much attention to what Microsoft and Xbox are doing, PlayStation, etc. Nintendo's kind of their own thing, as we always say. But there's so much going on in the rest of the world in terms of consolidation and kind of buying up companies and IPs for the gaming future. It's just crazy, man. It's absolutely crazy what's going on. You got Smilegate out there is growing. Tencent, everyone knows, right? It's just investing everywhere. So I think at the end of the day, years from now, we may look back and kind of note that this was the time period where gaming kind of exploded and the big corporate interests got involved. But I think for the time being anyway, I think it is exciting that we may get more and more of the IPs we've been calling for to return because of these big investments, right? What if we got a new Duke Nukem? Like, that was actually done well. What if we got a new Time Splitters, right, and that returned? And what if we got all these games that many of us grew up with or loved, or, just kind of, what do you call it? Just kind of come back and be even more experiences. So it's an interesting time in gaming for sure.
So Embracer Group was basically THQ Nordic.
No, they own THQ Nordic.
Okay, maybe I'm reading this wrong.
Yeah, Embracer Group is like the parent company.
Okay, so they bought them. Gee, I mean, let's just do something with these IPs then, right? I mean, that's usually
my point. Yeah, that's my point.
Yeah, that's sort of a different type of business, though, right? Like, they try to make like free-to-play mobile games, is my understanding.
They do everything. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So they're like a small Tencent. Is that kind of where I'm getting at? Like,
I'm guessing out of their 8,000 developers, most of them are probably in the mobile space or like in the shovelware space.
Yeah, I know a lot of them are. Yeah. I don't know how they compare market cap size to Tencent. I didn't look at that.
So this might be their attempt to get into more like, elevated games, or you're launching, because that's what THQ Nordic is known for, at least. Sort of a different sort of pocket of developers that they're adding to their portfolio.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Yeah. So they're worth 88 billion SEK. I don't know what that translates to.
SEK?
SEK. Yeah.
I'm sure it's converting down in American dollars, but I don't know by how much. So.
Jeez.
Yeah. So they're worth 10 billion.
I never even heard of them. So I mean,
You've heard of their games.
Nordic. Yeah, you hear about all the games. I've never actually heard of Embracer Group, so I'm kind of looking at it right now. About 2 years ago, it looks like they kind of says they switched, or they assumed the name of Embracer Group. THQ Nordic did, after several investments and stuff. This is a part of the industry that, while interesting, it's so complicated sometimes.
Yeah, you have to learn like corporate structure.
It's the corporation stuff. Yeah. Right. So that's why I figured I'd just mention at a high level. The point being, right, mm-hmm. that the investments globally that are coming into gaming are unlike what we've seen in the past. Yeah, they're definitely much more broad. And what that means, of course, is what we were saying is that, there's essentially the pie of gaming is huge and growing at a rapid pace, and the big corporate interest obviously recognize that, and they want their piece. So it's going to be interesting how this gets delivered. To your point, to your point, a lot of this for Embracer Group isn't the kind of stuff we look at on a daily basis, but it feels like they're trying to get there, right? I think THQ Nordic under them and buying up all those old IPs that we learned about previously is a step in that direction.
Embracer owns Gearbox. That's the company I was thinking of.
Yeah, they own Gearbox as well.
Like,
Beast Mode says their jewel in the crown is Randy Pitchford. Yeah, they may be rethinking that one.
Hanging out with Kevin Hart these days, I hear.
And Beast Mode said. Beast Mode said earlier, which was a very good point, middleware consolidation by Epic. No one reports on. Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of that going on behind the scenes, right? Of basically who controls the intellectual rights to certain things that games need. And Epic's in a very good place there. Of course, they already were, but they're they know what they're doing as well. So I don't know. I find it interesting. It doesn't make for the most interesting conversation, which is why I try to translate it back to what games are going to be delivered from it.
Good point.
Every time
well done.
With Epic, with Unreal Engine, Epic makes more money. That's basically all you need to know. And then they also make games using their own engine. So they're in a very good position. That whole middleware space is fascinating. And now Xbox has the id Engine, which helps them in a little bit. I'm just interested to see where middleware goes, because I feel like the winners are starting to be realized, and the guys like Frostbite are not doing so well, and then lots of people are using Unreal. So how much longer before there's like basically one or two choices, between what you're using to build your game on. So,
and by the way, with Unreal, can I another quick rant? Can we stop reporting every time a future game says they're going to use Unreal 5? Of course they're going to use Unreal 5. It's the next iteration of the engine. Yeah. They're not going to announce a game coming in 2025 that's going to use Unreal 2. Like, what are we doing here? Why are people reporting on this? Like,
that would be the hipster move.
It's because they show.
How is that hipster?
If they used Unreal 2,
we're using Unreal 2 because
it's just so retro. We just want to use Unreal 2 for our game.
Yeah, we don't want to
as hard as possible for us.
Like people don't even realize, like Unreal 4, like it's not flat. Like the tools are consistently being updated, right? So even the games that are developed right now, when you say they're on Unreal 4. Technically that's true, but it's like Unreal like 4.5 and with different tools, and there's subsets of those tools. Like, of course they're moving to 5. That's the new version of the engine. It's like saying I'm still running Windows ME. No, I'm running Windows 10 and soon to be 11 because that's the modern version of your OS.
Well, I think the reason it's a headline is because it's the fact that they chose the Unreal Engine, because there are other options still at this point.
Sure, but I think that's fair, and that's for the more intelligent takes. I think there's other takes that think that being on Unreal 5 is some special thing, like it's super advanced or something. It's like, well, no, that's just the engine that's going to be in place 3 years from now when their game launches. Of course, it's going to be on Unreal 5. You know what I mean? It's just it's ridiculous.
I'm with you, man. Yeah. I will support your endeavor. These outlets.
Beast Mode, I think you usually have really good comments. I don't think this is one of them. I'm not sure about ME there, man, unless there's something I don't know. I remember that operating system being a challenge.
Maybe it's sarcastic. I'm gonna be optimistic and say he's being sarcastic.
He is being sarcastic, I know, but it's funny.
Good.
Yeah, Kev, yeah. Jesus Christ, it does ME. But anyway, yeah, it's just one of those things I see like constantly. It's like, this game's going to be on Unreal 5. It's like, okay. Yeah. Cool. Of course it is. Next. Mm-hmm. All right, guys, this has been a show. I don't know what kind of show it's been, but it's been a show.
It's been a good time, man. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
So, I'm getting to know my fellow co-hosts. It's quite good.
He's regretting everything. Like this in like 2 weeks.
I'm really not. I
can't do this anymore.
thrive off of video game takes, even the bad ones. But
which
Haynes, I understand.
You're in the right place.
Dan is a nut. I will spend a lot of time learning to crack like what exactly his deal is. Every time I think I know what type of gamer you are, you surprise me, and I'm just like,
I'm an open nut, man. You can ask me whatever you want.
He has so much hate in his heart. I just have never met such a hateful gamer. That's like
I'm smiling though. Look at all the smiling I do.
You're smiling while you break people.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I think it's kind of funny that between the three of us, we all despise games that people seemingly love.
I don't despise any games. What do I say? I did the one Ghost of Tsushima where I said it was a 7 out of 10, and I despise it because of this.
It's a good game.
It is a good
score.
game.
Yeah,
7 out of
seven's a
10
good
at
score.
IGN it means good, literally. That's what I said it was, just for the record.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
don't get me on the rant about 7 not being a good game. We had that conversation.
Oh
this
yeah,
week.
we have that conversation. It's because reviewers get it. Reviewers get that a 7 out of 10 because we're looking at the whole review metric, right? The rubric.
Yeah.
We know that what a 6 and a 5 means, and so when we say 7, we're like, yeah, it's good. And then people look on it and they go, "What? It's not a 9?
Yeah.
Oh, you hated that game." I'm like, no,
yeah,
no,
it's
I
exhausting.
thought it was good, but yeah, we get it.
Not every game's a 9.7. You know what I mean? Can't be. All right. A couple things coming up I want to mention. So we've got Steve wrote a long article on Activision and Blizzard and some of those takes and the idea of boycotting game sales to impact companies. So look for that tomorrow, actually. That'll be up on the site. We've got an Omno review coming, a little game on Game Pass that seems to have captured quite a few people's attention. So Elliot is doing that one for us, and it might actually turn into our first video review as well. So video reviews are coming to the channel. Should be an interesting thing. We haven't really dabbled in that space before because there's just, if we want to do something, we want to do it well. And there's a lot of people who do video reviews, of course. So we'll dabble and see how that goes. Dark Souls 3, I talk about it a lot. Got an article I'm going to put together on that as well. And then, it should be a good week.
2021.
Yeah, well, it's more of a
James is
retrospective
covering
thing. Yeah, it's not a
Dark Souls
review.
3.
Come on. It's an opinion article.
How topical.
Dark Souls 3. We don't do it for clicks, man. We don't do it for clicks. We got a late super chat. we got a late super chat coming in from Mr. Pompa himself, Dan.
Yeah, man. Bring back what's grinding your gears.
I think this whole episode was that.
That was it, man.
Yeah,
that was it.
It
Yeah,
was a grinding your gears episode.
Well, we had to fill some time. So it's fine. Everything worked out great. Thanks, $5 Pampa. We appreciate you, man.
He doubled it.
Oh yeah, he did. That's a $10 Pampa.
$10 Pampa. Yeah. Jeez. That's the 24-inch long sub right there, baby.
Now
we're talking. Horrible. I never want to see a 24-inch long sub as long as I live. That seems unnatural. I don't want to see what that looks like.
Man, I mean, you got to cut it up, I would think. But
oh my god,
it's definitely doable.
Right. No. All right, guys. All right, we're gonna head out. Chat, you've been great. Thanks for coming along this journey with us. I don't know where we started, where we ended up. We're somewhere, that's for sure. But thanks for coming along with us. If you're listening to this later, I apologize.
Yep.
We'll get back on track. What are you guys doing with these late super chats? I'm trying to close here.
Gosh, dang it, Elu!
They're gonna hold you hostage.
I'm normally in church right now,
super chats.
where we learn to love God, but I'm here with Dan. Or where Dan tells me to hate Hades, so it's really about the same thing. Yeah. He's right. You see,
I like that his profile picture is a cross. That is really, I don't know. That's commitment to that comment.
I was gonna say the last place we need to take this show right now is religion. So I'm gonna get us the hell out of here before.
Dan, what are your religion takes? Review all the religions
before StreamYard kicks us off completely.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
I did get the super chat at the beginning, Pompa. Yes, that was from Fat Boy. We did call it out.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
Guys, it's been a journey today.
Sure.
We do continue to speak to some other people to join us here. We've got a good one coming up soon that we're working through. So just stay tuned for some more interesting things and more serious topics than maybe we got into today. So anyway, Travis, where can we find you, man?
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at TieGuyTravis. You can read my articles and reviews at IGN.com. I have a review coming out, not next week, but the week after that I'm working on now that I don't know if I can talk about. So I'll probably tell you if I can talk about it next week.
Oxenfree 2?
Gotcha.
Dan's
Oxenfree,
really waiting.
Oxenfree 2, the return of the whiny teenagers with a story you don't care about.
Right.
I
should stream that
subtitle they went with.
That might be my first streaming game if I can figure out how Twitch works.
If you can figure out how Twitch works, and we can all just watch you just go. These kids these days.
They're all
yells at the cloud.
Yep. Start throwing M&Ms at my TV. Man.
But yeah, other than that, I'm just gonna be catching up on games this week because I had a few weeks here where I was working on reviews and doing other stuff, and I'm a little behind. So
cool.
You can find me on Twitter and IGN.
Sounds good, man. Dan,
my dog just started goofing. growling like crazy. Hey, shut up. All right. Yeah, I'm here every Sunday, 10 Central.
10
That's
Central,
my-
not 8
yeah.
Central like I tweeted out yesterday.
Yeah, probably
Yeah.
about what I did.
Oh,
Yeah, people were probably here at 8:00 and like, where's everybody at? Anyway, no, I'll be here every Sunday. I think I'm gonna be on with Gaming Beyond the Box, Will Mann,
Okay, cool.
the crew on Wednesday. I'm pretty sure we worked that out. But we'll see
Okay.
what happens. So, but anyway, yeah,
Excellent.
great show today, guys. Nice job, gents.
It was a show. It was a
I
show.
it
enjoyed
was a
myself.
show.
Chat, man. Thanks for hanging out with us this Sunday morning. Everyone else listening in, thank you as always for the support. Appreciate it. We'll obviously be back next week, same time. Hope to see you then. Peace. Hope you have a good week.